In this part 4 of my video series on the Cylon Eye, and if you have not watched videos 1 through 3, I would encourage you to do so first because I'm going to explore some options that you may want to look at. Now, one of the issues with constructing the Cylon Eye is you're actually building 2 circuit boards. You're building, of course, the one here, and then you're building the second one for the driver board. These are hobby projects, and you may be prone to making a mistake or two, so if the thing doesn't work when you're done, you're going to have to determine which circuit board doesn't work, and sometimes that can be a little bit difficult. One of the things you may want to look at is this SP105E Magic controller. And actually you can use this, you can buy this for just a few dollars, and you can use this to test these Cylon Eye. Before I show you how this works, I have to kind of give you a little bit of a warning that the instructions on this aren't really written all that well because they're kind of from Chinese, and I actually ended up burning out one of these LED strips. So at 25 bucks a pop, you know, it's a little expensive to be burning them out. And the problem is, this says that it's DC 5 to 24 volts. And there's nothing in the Chinese translated instruction manual to say that says what this is. This is 5 to 24 volts. This is not specified. I kind of assumed, and I ended up assuming wrong, that this would be a 5 volt output because virtually every addressable LED out there is 5 volts. But no, that's incorrect. The output voltage is what the input voltage is. So I ended up using a 9 volt power supply, and these things lasted about 30 seconds before I could see smoke coming out of it, literally. You have to power this LED strip by 5 volts, and the easiest way to do that is to power this also by 5 volts. It does limit the current on this to 20 milliamperes, which means you can run this with 9 LEDs with one color on or maybe 2 colors on at the same time, but you cannot run this full brightness with all LEDs on at once because it'll exceed the 20 milliamperes limitation of this. So how do I recommend hooking this up? So what I have set up here is I have the Magic controller with the ground wire and data wire, black and green, going to the LED strip. Power wire, the red one, goes straight over to this little module here. This is a 12 volt to 5 volt converter, so 12 volts in, 5 volts out. And then I'm paralleling a connection to the power pin here. So actually I'm powering this module and the LED strip in parallel with this box. And then the ground for this box goes to here. So there's 2 connections that aren't used. There's, of course, the output power here. And also this blue one is a clock. And the clock is not used with this particular LED strip. This is, again, compatible to 2811, 2812. Clocks are generally used with a 2801. So we don't need the clock function. So we're going to turn on our 12 volts and see what happens. Now the strip is already active. And that's because I've already, of course, tested it to make sure that it works. When you get the Magic controller, you'll get this little instruction sheet with these little QDs in here to download an app for your smartphone, whether it be an Android or a iOS. You'll install something called a Magic LED, which I have here. And then it scans for a Bluetooth device. You can see it found the SP105E. And then we can adjust. You'll see here I'm adjusting the colors by using this wheel. And the first thing you have to do though is you got to go to settings, and then I set the total number of pixels to 9. And these are actually SK6812-RGBW LEDs if you buy the ones that I'm recommending from Adafruit in the previous videos. And the pattern is set up as GRB, not RGB. And I'll show you how to do that. If you push on red and it turns green, then you got to go in there and change from RGB to GRB and so on. So we can go with a white, which of course basically replicates the hitch light, You know, we can change colors, and there's an automation that does some, you know, flaky things here, and so this allows us to test the LED strip out. However, there's no reason that if you wanted to, you could power this LED strip with this permanently, and you wouldn't even have to build the driver. And you just want to buy this DC to DC converter, hook it up to this as I showed you, and you're on your way. And in fact, you don't even need to use this strip. You can go out and buy a commercially available LED strip, say for your awning, you know, with 300 LEDs, you got it. I mean, you don't have to build anything. The only problem, though, is this thing is limited to 200 different automations. Of course, you might think, wow, that's a lot. But it really isn't, because most of these automation sequences are just different colors of the same pattern. So we'll just go randomly pick one here, and we'll do mode 37. And then if we go to mode 38, mode 39, you'll see it's the same flashing sequence, but just with different colors. So you're not going to find the Cylon in here, I can tell you that. And you're not going to be able to hook this up and use it with a accelerometer to make it a spirit level. But maybe you don't need that. So my original thought on this was just to use it as a tester, so you could test your LED strips. In fact, I've built about 6 of these so far. You know, I built mine for the RV, and I built one for my golf cart, and then my brother wanted one for his golf cart, and then some friends saw, oh man, that's cool, and they wanted them. So, you know, I ended up buying this so that I could test these out, because it was getting to be kind of a chore to build all these things. Even though I bought this originally just for testing, there's no reason you can't use this in your RV and not even have to bother with building any circuit boards if you don't want to. And also with this, you can turn it off, and it'll assume the last pattern that you had. So I don't like that pattern very much, so I'm going to go back to the auto, and then we'll just get rid of it. So there you go. It's an easy way to adapt the Cylon Eye to anything you want. And again, just remember, you have no control over what the patterns are, other than selecting what they've already put in for you.